gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the home of legends here at Wembley Conference Centre. United Kingdom presents, in association with A-Force Promotions, a heavyweight showcase sponsored here by Cantor Sport Index. And a very warm welcome to our viewers joining us live and exclusive here on BBC Sport. You've joined us for the very best ringside seat in the business. All the officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control here present with us at ringside. Our area representative is Mr. Cecil Ross. Our steward in charge is Mr. Robert Smith. Our inspectors here at ringside, Bob Longhurst, Bob Williams, Billy Ball, Richard Barber and Dave Porter. Our three medical officers, Dr. White, Dr. Patel and Dr. Uttar. Ladies and gentlemen, they are the officials. Here are the contestants, and firstly, and introducing two. He's fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks trimmed with blue, weighing in at 16 stone, 12 pounds, in an 18-fight contest. He has 13 wins, 7 inside the scheduled distance, 1 draw, 4 losses. Coming to the ring as the former Southern Area Cruiserweight Champion, would you please welcome from Havering, England, the Milky Bar Kid, Dominic Negus. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing two. Fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red and white trunks, weighing in at 18 stone and half a pound. He's undefeated as a professional. 5 contests, 5 wins, 3 inside the scheduled distance. Coming to the ring as the Commonwealth Games gold medalist and a winner at the Sydney Olympics. Winning the coveted gold medal, he is Olympic super heavyweight champion. He's from Wembley, London, England. Would you please welcome A-Force, Audley. Thank you very well. From Kingston upon Thames is Nick White, and referee in charge of the action from Gillingham in Kent is Mr. Ian John Lewis. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 6 3-minute rounds in the heavyweight division.
I am the referee. I spoke to both of your dressing rooms. Obey my command at all times. You both know the rules. Watch your heads. Kick your punches up. When I shout break, you break clean. And remember, defend yourself at all times. Shake hands.
Well, no punches being pulled in terms of giving the instructions by referee Ian John Lewis. Former boxer himself, so he knows exactly what goes on and what he expects from the protagonist. Terrific support for both men, and if anything, Dominic Negus has got a greater number of supporters here than Audley Harrison. Negus, a career heavy at 16 stone 12. Audley Harrison, the lightest he's been as a professional, at just over 18 stones. But a huge advantage in terms of height and reach going the way of the Olympic super heavyweight champion from Sydney almost 2 years ago, Audley Harrison. Negus, known as the Milky Bar Kid, with In God We Trust emblazoned on the back, tattooed on his back. And as somebody once said, in God we trust, everybody else pays cash. Negus will be getting a fair old bit of cash for this particular contest. But Harrison looking probably as fit as he's been for quite some time, Richie.
Yeah, certainly. He's coming at 18 stone, and I've always said a lighter frame for Harrison suits his style of boxing. He's a hit and mover, and he doesn't need to be as heavy as he has been. So, yeah, we should see a sharper Audley Harrison tonight. That's a good shot from him, good left hand.
Yeah, wonderful left hand from the big southpaw, Audley Harrison. He's got to really use that fast hand speed of his. He spent a fair bit of time training in Las Vegas with his two main trainers, Kenny Kroom and Thel Torrance, and he reckons he's in very good shape, and certainly he looks in a lot better shape than he was the last time out. Still a lot of questions to be answered in terms of Harrison, about his stamina and his application. No doubting about his ability, though. Dominic friendly as the Milky Bar Kid. Really a cruiserweight, and he's pumped himself up for this particular contest. And he looks in very good condition. Not that long ago that he was boxing in around 15 stones, which is the super cruiserweight division, which is a peculiar one that I'd never heard of until Negus won a version of the Continental title at that weight.
Well, I think you hit it on the head there, Jim. I mean, Negus is really just a pumped-up cruiser. But this has the making of a good fight because with Negus' style and his height, he's got to go forward. He's got to get inside Harrison. And if he's going to go forward, then Harrison hopefully for Harrison, he's going to start landing some big punches.
Well, Negus smiles as if to say to Harrison, come on, you didn't get me. Dominic Negus has been stopped once, and that was by the British Cruiserweight champion Bruce Scott way back in April some 3 years ago. But Negus really fancies this. He really has been talking a very, very good fight. And he said anything that Mark Prince can do, which was hurt Audley Harrison last time, I can do. I'm not sure Harrison is going to make that same mistake. Huge reach advantage as the overhead camera demonstrates. And Harrison looking pretty confident.
Yeah, Negus just can't afford to stand the outside like this with this slow footwork. He's got to get inside, fast attacks, and try and force the pace. But it's definitely a first round to Harrison.
Absolutely packed house here at the Wembley Conference Centre. Audley Harrison, professional contest number 6. Now this is the Olympic super heavyweight champion, now 30 years old, so not exactly in the first flush of youth, but he feels that he can get it done pretty quickly. There he is, 5 wins from 5 contests, 3 inside the distance, but was taken the full 6 by young Mark Prince the last time around. Dominic Negus, a year older at 31 years old, from Hebring in Essex, born in Bethnal Green, one of the great hotbeds of boxing, and not a bad record at all. 13 wins, 4 defeats and a draw. So the giant southpaw Olympic champion Audley Harrison coming forward, having just coasted to that first round. That was a bit on the low side, a good variation by Harrison. Still got his critics, but still maintains that every contest is part of the learning curve for him. Oh, solid left, and that really stung Negus. He landed with a good right, and he stood back to admire it, and Harrison popped him with a smashing left hand.
Yeah, Negus has got to start moving his head, Jim. If he's coming inside, throwing those kind of punches, he just caught Harrison with a good right hand, but made the mistake of staying there. As he is now, he's a bit too static and he's getting caught. He's got to move and move that head.
Oh, Harrison's caught him with a couple of cracking left hands. He really is a big puncher.
Yeah, Negus really feeling the effect of those shots, and he's just laying back a little bit, and this is not the tactic he needs to apply. He's got to get inside, he's got to go forward and force the pace on Harrison.
Harrison not at all bothered by the shots of Negus. I'm not sure this is going to go the distance. Anything Negus does, of course, is greeted with roars of approval. His nose is bleeding, he's been caught, and he looks a little bit confused. Good right by Negus, but Harrison moves and eases himself out of the way.
Well, just before that, Jim, that's a tracking right hand by Negus. Harrison made the mistake of switching there. He switched from the southpaw style to orthodox and got caught because he's not used to fighting as an orthodox fighter, and he got caught with a lovely straight right hand from Negus. Good shot. That will give Negus a lot of confidence.
It was a bit of the low side once again by Harrison from the left, but he did get caught. Now Mark Prince, when he caught him in the 4th last time round, wobbled him, and it took Harrison at least a round to recover. There's that left again. Negus says, is that the best you've got? And where have we heard that before? And Harrison says, no, I think I've got a bit more. Uppercut from Harrison wasn't too far away. Into the last minute of this, the 2nd round.
Well, Harrison definitely looks sharper. This is a much better Audley Harrison in terms of actual sharpness. He's definitely looking more sharper, much more like his Olympic days, and that's literally down to, I believe, you know, only coming in at 18 stone, and he could probably lose another half a stone and be even sharper then.
Negus covering up, a huge amount of blood coming from the nose of the Milky Bar Kid, as he's called. Was to have met Audley Harrison here in May, but pulled out with a virus at the last minute. In came Mark Krentz. Negus wasn't even the first choice in this one, but was to box in the undercard. Good run by Harrison. Negus, a little bit unsteadily, goes back to his corner. Caught his man with a couple of good right hands, but Harrison did not even blink. He took those two shots well, Richie, and that certainly is very significant.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I think that's showing that Negus really is only a cruiserweight. He's pumped up to heavy, and he took the punches there, Harrison, and he took them well. And that was a cracking straight left from Audley Harrison. Great shot.
Ducked down straight through the guard, and Negus really wins, but that was not a bad right hand by Winston. Harrison, to be fair, saw it coming and just eased himself out of the way. So another round of Harrison, we would have to say. Dominic Negus works as a security guard. He's been the personal bodyguard to one or two people, including Claudia Schiffer. Lucky fellow, I applied for that, but didn't pass the interview. So an impressive Harrison. Wants to get this one over if he can inside the distance, and certainly wants to look good, and he's really up on his toes. And Harrison's great asset for such a big man is his hand speed, and he's got to maximise that resource, Richie.
Yeah, certainly has. You know, you've got to box to your strengths, and his strength is boxing at long range. He's an out-and-out boxer. He's not a box fighter. He's an out-and-out boxer. Likes to work with the jab. And as I say, needs to keep the fight, especially against a guy like Negus, needs to keep it at long range.
That was the third blow. There was a little bit on the suspicious side, and for the first time, John Lewis just motioned to Harrison, keep it up. Right from Negus was on target.
Negus has just got to be careful the way he's walking in. He's not moving his head a lot, and he will walk onto the punches, and that straight left, and there it is again.
Caught him again, and the knees wobbled. The knees wobbled. Negus went for the right. Harrison saw it coming, landed with the left. This is much better work by Harrison.
Having said all of this, Negus has got to force the pace, because particularly in Harrison's last fight, he seemed a little bit lazy. He liked to box in bursts, and he seemed to do a lot of holding again in the fight against Mark Krentz, and that's what Negus has. He's got to force the pace and make Audley Harrison work.
Again, the left from Harrison, just about on the belt and no more. Negus, good professional that he is. His 19th contest as a paid fighter, remember, doesn't complain at all. Again, Negus going for the right hand, feels that there's a vulnerability in Harrison's defense, and he's trying to expose it. But Harrison moving very nicely. Nice combination by the big man.
Yeah, lovely, excellent sharp punching there from Harrison, but that was a good jab from Negus. Negus must keep that left hand up a little bit more, Jim. It's too low. He's getting caught as he's coming in. If you're walking into your opponent, you've got to keep your hands up, and that's what Negus isn't doing here. He's dropping that left hand and he's getting caught.
Well, Negus is conceding everything. He's conceding height, he's conceding weight, he's conceding reach, and let's face it, he's conceding celebrity status. Good blocking by Harrison. Saw that nicely. Half a minute to go to the halfway stage in this scheduled 6-rounder. Mustn't be too long though before Audley Harrison is thinking of moving up from 6 to 8, but he wants to be comfortable at 6 before he can do 8. Good left again from Harrison, shortening the punch. Negus still bouncing. He's worked very hard on this. And it looks in decent nick at close to 17 stones, his heaviest ever. Well, another absorbing round. The Harrison corner will be pretty pleased with that. And some useful bits of boxing from the 2000 Olympic super heavyweight champion. That's wonderful by Harrison. The right and then the left, and Negus really had no answer whatsoever, and that's the sort of fight Harrison has to fight.
Yeah, lovely 1-2 combination. That left hand was just didn't hit the target full, but yeah, he's got to keep it long, as I've said, and this is a much better performance from Harrison. He's using his brains a little bit, and what is impressing me most is his hand speed. He's very, very sharp. Negus is having problems with that hand speed, and he has got to force the pace, Jim. He's really got to get inside Harrison and push Harrison on his back foot, close that range down.
Well, 3 rounds gone, 3 to go, and once again, Dominic Milky Bar Kid Negus trying to get inside Audley A-Force Harrison. I do to get these names from, but there you go. Negus once again trying with that right, and the southpaw Harrison moving away from him. Negus now trying to step it up and let that right hand go. Good variation by Harrison, going down to the body, draw down the opponent's hands. Not too far away by Harrison, was nearly on target. It's all been very straightforward by Harrison. He needs to perhaps think about coming round the corner occasionally, Richie.
Yeah, he's just got to start varying his work a little bit. He's looking for mostly straight punches. Maybe a left uppercut might be the punch against Negus as he's coming in. I mean, his head's there, his head's quite low. I think a left uppercut as he's coming in would be a good punch. And not only that, if Harrison does just keep punching with straight punching, he's going to be a little bit predictable, and Negus is going to start to read the situation.
Good stiff jabs done the last by Harrison. Almost got himself caught. That was a great left hand. Negus was down. The referee said, "Oh, this is awful. Negus doesn't like being hit, and he's trying to headbutt Harrison. This is disgraceful for Negus. You've got to sympathise with him. Negus is furious. John Lewis has stepped in. Well, Negus is absolutely livid with that. Now, he was down on one knee, and Harrison hit him. And perhaps there's a reflex reaction. I think Negus' mum is at ringside, and she's absolutely furious. And
well, Negus has definitely got a point there, because he was down, he literally down on one knee, and Harrison took advantage of the situation and definitely hit him low. So I don't know what the ref's going to do here. I mean, it was bad. Negus' reaction was terrible. You know, there's no justifying that reaction, but at the same time, Harrison was in the wrong, there's no doubt about it.
I think Harrison's going to lose a point. No, box on. Negus grins. Well, Negus was in serious danger of having himself disqualified for an attempted headbutt. No, this is at a definite age for this contest, which had an age already. Harrison trying to pick up the pace. Still a minute to go to the end of the fourth. Well, not a single person in their seat here in the conference centre. Everybody standing. What an extraordinary carry-on in the middle of this fourth round.
Well, I think you have to remember, Negus actually went down from a good shot, and it looks like he hasn't recovered. And Harrison is certainly seizing his opportunity here, catching Negus with some good punching.
Well, when Negus lost his composure, understandably, Harrison seemed to keep heads. Harrison puffing a little bit. Good right hand from the bigger man. Low blow with a left. That definitely was low. Keep it up, says John Lewis. This contest has everything. Well, you could not have written the script for this one. John Lewis again comes in. Negus now bouncing up on his toes again. But what a round that was. It was a really baleful exchange of glances between the two of them. But what an extraordinary performance that was. Negus on his knees, hit by Harrison, didn't like it a bit, spat out the gum shield, and then tried to headbutt the Olympic champion. Well, this was Negus. He was certainly down. Now, what Harrison did, he should definitely not have done. He came in, He clipped the man with the left, and look at Negus, absolutely furious. Out came the gun shield. He said, I'm not having that at all, and let's get down to a real street brawl. And Harrison trying to grin, and there's the attempted headbutt. And under any other circumstances, I think that would have resulted in a disqualification for Dominic Negus. Well, Richie, I'm going to get my breath. You say something.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable... the events were incredible, weren't they? I mean, at the end of the day, it was a good shot from Harrison, you have to say. And looking at that, Negus wasn't on one knee, so you have to say he wasn't justifiable in following it up. It's going to be a tricky one. Who knows? It'll be on Question of Sport one day.
Well, Harrison kept his composure when Negus lost his, and again, with a fair degree of justification. Harrison, though, has looked the business in this contest. Again, Harrison trying to keep his man away, looking for the counter. Negus holding. He's not going to do any good if he tries to just hang on to Harrison. Negus perhaps still stung by what happened in the previous round. Maybe that time Negus might want it too far away. It was at this stage of his last contest that we started to ask questions about Harrison's stamina. So far we thought it was pretty good, and he's really digging in. And he's caught Negus with good body shots.
He has, but Negus as well. I mean, he caught Harrison there with a couple of right hands over the top and forcing the pace, forcing the pressure, putting Harrison on the back foot. And that's how Negus has got to fight this fight. Much better from him, but a good reply from Harrison.
Harrison really needs to step back and use that reach. He's not going to do himself any good in as tight as that to Negus.
Well, I've talked before about Harrison now and again being a bit of a lazy fighter, and he literally, he's at close range there. He's not really working. The odd uppercuts going in from Harrison, but he's taking a breather. Negus, this is where Negus has got to really work now, work Harrison, because he's looking for a breather here, Harrison.
Well, there's never any question about Dominic Negus' heart or his dedication, and he's got every opportunity now to show both of those. But what an extraordinary last round that was. It's all a little bit dull by comparison. Harrison digging in. And are we looking at the same old questions about his stamina, or is he going to save it all for the last round? He's really offered very little in this round, Richie, has he?
Yeah, he's taking a breather. Another good right uppercut there from Negus on the right hand. Good stuff from him. Because he's on the inside, he wants this fight on the inside. Harrison doesn't need to be there, doesn't want to be there, but he's there because he's tired and he's taking a breather.
30 seconds to go. Good footwork by Harrison. Oh, lovely uppercut by Harrison. That was better. Tries to land with the left. It was just a bit off target. Last 20 seconds. That was low. That was low. That was low. Well, Negus has been given every time by John Lewis just to recover, and he smiles and says, I'm okay. It wasn't the first time that he'd taken a shot just below the belt. The clock will have stopped. There's not much time left before we prepare for the sixth and final round. Negus, to his great credit, comes storming forward, and as was the case with Mark Prince, he'll have won himself a lot of fans, and he's putting in a good second half of this contest. Good left hand from Harrison right at the end, and we're going to get a very interesting 3 minutes. And I have a feeling Richie Woodall, you may well have given that round to Dominic Negus.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, the fight for the majority of that round was on the inside, and Negus was doing much more better work. So yeah, you've got to give it to Negus, and deservedly so. I think the low shot wasn't intentional. It's just one of those things. But yeah, Negus won the round.
Well, here's our ref cam. Oh, that was definitely low, even though Negus was ducking down. That was a good 5 or 6 inches below the belt. So well done, ref cam. Well, they're really geeing up Harrison for a big last 3 minutes. He doesn't want to just go through the motions. It was Negus who threw the majority of the punches in that fifth and penultimate round and was infinitely more accurate, especially with the shots to the body. Harrison dominating to the head.
Well, it makes for a cracking last round. Negus has got to force the pace, and Audley has got to get back to boxing at long range and showing us what skills he really has got.
Well, it was a rather tentative touch of gloves on the part of Audley Harrison. He can't afford to be tentative in this last round. Negus still has the capability of catching him. Harrison has got to get back to the long-range stuff. That's better by Harrison, leaning in with a shoulder. Slapped by the Olympic champion.
Well, I can't remember when we've seen Audley Harrison in the last round up on his feet. I mean, he's in much better condition for this fight. There's no doubt about it.
Well, Negus standing still and inviting Harrison to come forward. Harrison's not going to be pulled into that. He's got to dictate the pace and the distance of this contest the way he feels is proper. Better work by Harrison. 2 minutes to go. Harrison not too far away from making it 6 out of 6.
A couple of excellent counters there for Negus, but needs to give that left hand up. But he's boxing well, but Harrison again, he's dictating, keeping it long, which is better. But Negus forcing the pace over the last 20 seconds, which is good. Got to force the pace, got to push Audley Harrison on his back foot. But it's easier said than done because he's got to watch for that big left hand as he's coming in.
Harrison breathing a little bit heavier now, but it's an altogether more impressive performance in terms of stamina from Audley Harrison. And this was a man, remember, he was scheduled to have fought just about 6 weeks ago in May. And Negus has had that extra 6 weeks in which to put on a little bit of weight and a little bit of muscle.
So now Audley should be, he should be getting out there and keeping the fight long, and he needs an impressive finish here.
Once again, Harrison's left hand close to the waistband of the Milky Bar kid. Lovely left hand by Harrison. Right up in front to follow. Negus said, I can take those all day. I'm not sure that he can. He's got 45 seconds or so.
The excellent straight left hand counter there from Harrison. Got the timing right. Peach of a punch, but Negus took it well.
Kenny Kroon saying to Harrison, move round. He came straight through with a lovely straight left again. Half a minute to go. It's a much better run by Harrison. Needed to finish strongly, and he has finished strongly. Negus coming back at him to his great credit. Good left hand by Negus. Harrison dropped the southpaw right away at the last minute. But Harrison has taken a couple of good shots and might just have answered a question or two about his chin. But he'll meet bigger, stronger and harder men, I'm sure, than Dominic Negus as his career unfolds. As it is, his career continues on. A winning run, and Harrison has made it 6 out of 6. But what a bit of controversy in the middle of that contest. And Harrison has won, and has won it comfortably enough in the end, I'm quite sure. Wonderful footwork by Harrison, and if he could do that for 3 minutes for every single round, then all the things that he claims for himself would probably come to be. Harrison looked better in that last round than in any except apart from the second or third. So that was a very good finish by Audley Harrison. He'll be pleased about that last round, Richie, apart from the others.
He certainly will. But not only that, Jimmy, his stamina was excellent in this contest compared to other contests that we've seen him in. That's got to be said. The Dominic Negus, game opponent, Boxwell, he certainly played his part, but a much better Audley Harrison tonight, you've got to say. He boxed very well.
Well, nice to see a smile on the face of Audley Harrison. Few little worries in the middle of that contest, but I think Harrison has won this, as I'm sure MC John McDonald will confirm.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, referee Ian John Lewis has scored this contest for Negus 55 points, for Harrison 59 points. Your winner and still undefeated, A-Force, Audley Harrison.
Well, that's very nice.
And show your appreciation for a very game boxer indeed.
After all the controversy in the middle of the contest,
Dominic
Negus understanding that he lost his cool for a moment. Well, that's great to see. He goes over to the Harrison corner. So all that forgotten about. And it's all pals again. And Dominic Negus has given Audley Harrison a very, very decent workout. But the important thing that Harrison has come through it. It's fought 6, won 6, and Harrison, I think, will be pleased about that. And if he keeps up this level of stamina and work rate, I think we'd like to see him back again pretty soon again.
Well, that's the key to it. I mean, he's got to keep boxing as long as, you know, he's in the ring within the next 6 or 8 weeks. He will perform better again. I've said this all along. If he's fighting regular, then his stamina will improve. And certainly tonight, compared to what it has been, it was much, much better.
Well, the man they call the A-Force has come through in force this evening. A 6th successive professional win for Audley Harrison, so he remains undefeated as a professional heavyweight, having reached the Olympic heights as a super heavyweight in Sydney, coming up to 2 years ago. What an evening that was. What an evening it's been here in the Wembley Conference Centre. A little bit of controversy, but ultimately Audley Harrison has come through successfully. And he's just cooled off a little bit, and he's now at ringside, and he's going to be talking with Mike Costello.
Audley, it turned into a pretty lively night. What's your verdict?
Yeah. You know, Dominic came, again, another person talking off their mouth. You know, I don't like the battle, I don't like to fight. You know, I was able to beat him long range, and I was able to go inside and beat him in his own game, and had him out of it if he didn't start using headbutts and illegal tactics, which is good, because I haven't encountered those things before as a professional. But the bottom line is he was about to get taken out of there, and this is from a guy who says Harrison don't want to fight. So once again, Harrison performed, and you know, I'm just going to keep rolling on. Got nothing to prove to nobody. Forget me, I'm just going to keep going on. They can keep bringing these opponents. Dominic Negus was a live opponent, and he got dealt with like all the others.
When he was saying that you couldn't fight, do you think he was trying to draw you into a brawl?
No, I think, you know, because of all the negative publicity I'm getting, I think actually people starting to believe that I can't fight, and they're forgetting that my pedigree and where I come from. But like I said, anyone who's ever boxed me, once they've got in the ring with me, they never say that Audley can't fight.
They might still say tonight that you can't punch.
Can't punch. I had him out of there on a few occasions. Dominic Negus has been only stopped in 19 of his fights. He's a recognised, durable, tough guy. And as you see, I put him down in there. If he didn't use some of the illegal Queensberry rules, then he would have been taken out of there. So people can say what they like. Don't really give a hoot, you know. Big respect to my trading team. Big respect to Cantor and all the people who are behind me. And, you know, happy birthday to my niece, Charisse. And Saturday night sports relief be there. But hey, Audley Harrison, I'm going on. Listen, where's my other prospects? Where's the other contenders? I'm the busiest heavyweight this year. I mean, that's my 3rd fight back-to-back. They say I'm lazy. They say I don't want to go in the gym. This is my 3rd fight in the year. Where's the other contenders? You know, where are the other heavyweight prospects? They haven't been fighting as regular as me, yet nobody criticises them. I'm getting on with my career, and I'm very happy, and so is the team, with how things are going.
We've got to talk about the big controversy which you've just mentioned. After you knocked him down, you hit him while he was down, which really, Audley, is against the boxer's code of conduct, isn't it?
All right, but let me just tell you something else. You've been speaking to me for about 5 minutes, and I haven't heard you say anything positive about my performance. But when you're interviewing other sports stars like Tim Henman and the others who lose on this channel, I don't hear you criticising them. You haven't said one positive thing about my performance.
Yes, but this is going to carry on. We're going to carry on.
You need to start coming with something positive if you want to get a positive response from me. Because the bottom line is I've just boxed the guy who's won. He's had 18 fights, won 13, yet you've got nothing positive to say about it. I'm a 5-fight novice. So if you can't find nothing positive to say about my performance, it's better you don't talk.
But we can't ignore the controversy.
All right.
You hit a man while he was down. So how did you see it then?
Where's the positiveness in my performance? Did you see any?
Yeah, I did see it. Where you kept him at bay at long range.
What was the judge's score?
But at times you seemed to get very tired. I was being given instructions in my ear at that time, so I didn't hear the judge's score.
59-55. That means I won 4 rounds, lost 2.
But you still haven't...
Positive, isn't it?
Very positive. But you still haven't given us your verdict on when you hit him while he was down.
The line is, people says that I haven't got the stomach for it. He headbutted me, therefore, eye for an eye. You know, I took retribution. The bottom line is, the referee's in there to control. I think the referee done a great job. But the bottom line is, the guy tried to headbutt me to get out of there, and he hit me low a couple of times. It's boxing. You get me? You've got to do whatever you've got to do, and I'm not afraid to do whatever I've got to do in there. But I ain't going to cheat. But the referee done a great job. Big credit to the referee. Done a great job. And he had a word with me. He had a word with Negus, and that was it, nipped in the bud. That's your answer to the controversy.
So what did you take from it then? What was best from your performance as far as you're concerned?
I've done another 6 rounds against another genuine. This guy's a genuine heavyweight. Last time Mark Crench was 11-0. This time, this guy, you know, he's got a title. He's the WBU Super Cruiserweight champion. He's even got a title. How many times has he been 12 rounds? Before the fight, this was going to be Harrison's toughest fight because the guy pressures and Harrison don't like a fight. He's being paid too much money. That was my answer. You know, I do like to fight. And I was able to demonstrate a lot of things. I used the jab. I even went inside with him just to show him that, hey, I can fight on the inside as well. Obviously, it's not the finished article, but I showed glimpses of there that in a year's time, you're going to be someone who can fight on the outside and on the inside. Because Phil Torrance is a specialist body puncher. You saw what he done with Riddick Bowe. And in a year's time, you know, I keep trying to tell you, I keep trying to educate you, this is a long road. And I'm only a year into that road, and I'll keep moving on. You know, the other heavyweights in this country, they need to be busy. They can't be waiting around, sitting around for a payday, because I'm just going to keep taking my career on.
And one final word about where you might be going next.
Where I'm going next, I'm going to Manchester for the Commonwealth Games, and England, we're going to win 12 medals.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.